good morning, good afternoon. Welcome everyone to another session of Media Learnity, the first of this year. So welcome everyone. Happy New Year, belated New Year. It's been 18 days. Hope things have gone well with you guys. It seems the world doesn't want good things to happen, but we'll put that aside for now. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a session on Introduction to Media Learnity with Haifa. Haifa is going to take us through some basics of mobile journalism. I would say very essential in the current day and age. It's picking up very rapidly. So she's going to talk us about the basics and we'll take it from there. So just a short introduction to Haifa. She's a communication and digital media specialist. She's joining us from the UK right now. She's worked with leading organizations in Levant, North Africa, Eastern Africa, South America, Asia as well. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the most practical and engaging sessions that we've done. I will pass on the floor to Haifa, who will take you through, like I said, introduction to mobile journalism. The session should be around 1 hour in total. We'll give you guys time at the end of the session to ask lots and lots of questions. But if anyone has any pressing issues, please put your hand up or type the question in chat. That's it from my side, Haifa. Floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Faraz. First of all, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, based on your time zones, and have a happy new year. Hopefully, it's going to be better than the one before. So, as far as mentioned, we'll be talking about an introduction to mobile journalism. So, first of all, mobiles are designed for many purposes, and recently we have been using them as journalists, as marketeers, anyone who wants to story tell anything. We're using them instead of the big cameras, big sets, and so on. So, we're going to be learning about the basics of mobile journalism or mobile shooting in general, followed by some technical issues about how to edit online. So, first of all, what is mobile journalism? We have all heard about um, this communication skill that has been rising recently. But then it's very important to know that there are some basics to these things that follows as well the international standards of shooting, editing, and storytelling. So let's learn how to shoot stable footage. But first, let us see one video that's going to be like stuck in your minds. And this will be followed up by a lot of discussion and a lot of um, things we can talk about. Let me just find the video. Perfect. Okay. So let me know if you can, let me just check. Yeah. Let me know if you can see the screen, hear the sound.
Morning, Sarah. Thanks, buddy. Hey, man, could you take me to a... Oh, come on.
You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be alright? Gonna be alright. No, it's gonna be alright.
Just a disclaimer, this is not an advertisement. I'm not advertising for Philips. It's just because they are super creative with their ads. And as we've seen, this ad in particular, it tells a huge story. So we've seen the character or the protagonist, the main character, in so many different ways, so many different settings, but at the end, they have delivered one simple message and very powerful message. And this is the art of storytelling. This was used as well, this was shot in a mobile. And as we can see, there are some shots that are kind of impossible with a camera. So that's why using a mobile is really, really important, especially when we're talking about very small angles. Um, like, for example, this one. This was super hard because it was a tight place. So having a mobile in hand helped them to capture the moments. But what we're going to be talking about more right now is more about the basics of shooting. So as we've seen, we have seen a lot of footage sizes. So we have close-up angles, wide angles, perhaps some creative shots, a lot of creative shots. In fact, this is called something called framing. So you put whatever the character is seeing into a frame, for example, a window or a mirror. In this case, there's another case where we have it in a mirror. So, what are the basics of shooting? There are three things that we should be focusing on. First of all, the light. Of course, having the light from the back can disturb the face or not show the face clearly. And now we're going to be moving into this thing. So, if we place the sun in the back of the character, it's going to be disturb the face. But if we stand in front of the sun and let the sun or the direct light lighten the face, then we're going to be seeing something like this. Let me just share a bigger screen. So backlight is disturbing the face. Meanwhile, face light is so much better. Here as well, we talk about the golden hours. So 1 hour after the sunrise or 1 hour before the sunset would be the perfect timing to have less disturbing face or less disturbing colors when it comes to the sun. Let's talk about the second source of light, which is the lights that we have at home. So if we're shooting someone in an interview at home or a simple action at home, be aware to avoid the spotlights because it gives shadows, and we're gonna see it in here. Here are the shadows, for example, if we are not avoiding the direct light. Second rule would be the rule of thirds. So the rule of thirds is really important to focus where the eyes are gonna go. These are the meeting points or the golden points, and we always tend to put our character in the middle, which our eyes are made horizontally. So we separate our vision into the golden areas, which are the golden spots. For example, in here is so much appealing than having her in the middle. Same thing about international or winning prize photos that are not being in the middle. And it applies on anything, on human beings, on characters in movies, in animals, on anything. So these are the major things about shooting, but also do not forget that some of the shootings lack a very, very golden rule, which is length. So whenever we take a video, a short video, make sure it's stable. Your hands are stable if we're not using a tripod, for example. But the easiest way to hold the phone and be stable is not like this, because this is gonna have its own consequences, and we're gonna be talking about it right now. But rather, we can grab it from the middle, make sure not to cover the lenses, make sure not to cover the microphone, and then we use our second hand as a tripod. So we have now, this is one, this hand is two, And our lower body is the tripod, is the third leg that we're leaning on. Whenever we hold it like that, we make sure our elbow is not going to get tired, our hand this gripping for more stability, and our legs are spread a bit so that we equilibrate the weight of our body for the longer durations, of course. So this rule has been helping me like for a long time shooting long interviews, for example, because as we know, our hands whenever we are it's like in the air, it's really, really tiring. And so we use this method to lessen the weight from our body. So the stability is something really important. The length of the clips is something really important because if we are taking some clips and something shaked, then in the post-production or on the editing part, we can eliminate this, but still have the action and the needed information. Let's do a quick exercise. By the chatting, I'm going to be showing you a set of photos and ask you the following question. So if we are right now in a shooting position where we are doing an interview with, I don't know, a musician, a politician, anyone, and we will be going to shoot in order. So we enter the room, we have this guy like working on his computer. In which order should we take the footage? Let's give this 2 minutes and I'll be catching your answers in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to repeat my question. So we are entering the room for this guy. Let's call him Gustavo. So Gustavo is working on his computer, and we have to shoot him while he's working on the computer. We have an order in mind in which we should be shooting. Do not think of post-production. Do not think of how it's going to be looking at the end in the editing. Just think about what's the sequence we should be shooting this interview or this report with Gustavo. We have BAESCD, BEDCA. Okay. I love the person who writes based, but it's not intentional. ABDC. Okay. Anyone else?
We can use B.
We can use B as a beginning.
We can show how to enter in that room and he's working on his laptop.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay, so let me give you another example. Let's say Gustavo is not working on his computer. So there are two types of action, correct? We have one type of action which is repetitive, like working on the computer, like writing something, reading, I don't know, making coffee. It's something repetitive, like something that's the character will be doing the action for a longer period of the expected time. For example, while he's writing on the computer, it's going to take like 5 to 6 seconds at least while he's writing on the keyboard. But let's imagine Gustavo is a mechanic. So he is working on a car, and we entered the garage and we found him with the lid up and he's working down. We cannot see his face. We cannot see anything that he's working on. And then whenever we started shooting from the wide angle and we took the atmosphere, we took the where or the 5 questions, we're going to be talking about it right now. But then when we got a little bit closer, he's done with his work and he closed the lid. So this tells us a very important issue. Number one, we should be capturing is the action. And it's actually easier when we are shooting. So we have our phones. And let's say this is the spot where the character, let me just put a character in the middle. So I have the candle as a character. So we go action, which is the C, the hands, what is doing, and then the reaction right directly after it. So we have the C, and then we have the face directly, how he's reacting to the thing he's working on. So we have action, reaction, and then we can go further a bit. So we made sure that at least we have what the person is doing. We have the action, the reaction, and then the wide. And if we have some extra time, we can, of course, take the over the shoulder and then a creative shot. So in this sense, let's rearrange our module. We have the action, and then the reaction, the wide angle, the over the shoulder, and then a creative shot. I know it's not the most creative shot, but any high angle, low angle, foreground, background, it's called a creative shot. So you can go creative as much as you want, mainly. Does that make sense to you guys? I suppose by the silence that it's yes. Okay, so again,
Yeah, it's a good yes.
yeah, cool. Again, why is that really important? Not to miss the main three questions that any story has to rely on, which is what is happening, who is doing the action, and where the action is taken. And then, if we have these three elements, we have a complete story, actually. And then if we have extra time, we can go further with how this action is being done. For example, behind the shoulder can show us how, because we can see the screen. The creative shot can show us what's done. Perhaps someone is watering some plants, and then with the creative shot, we can see a foreground of a rose or I don't know, a fruit, and then the face can show after. So these are the main 5 shots we follow to not to miss any actions, mainly. This is the major thing. And then we can go creative with with the 2 other actions. And then, of course, every sequence, every single action, like he's writing on the computer, 5 shots. He's, I don't know, playing the guitar, another 5 shots. Okay, so if we want to go and shoot a very, very short sequence, like 10 seconds in general, but let's make sure to shoot it in a sequence of 5 shots. So action, reaction, wide, over shoulder, and then creative. So as we mentioned, if we have these 3 shots, at least we have a story. If we have the 5 shots, then we are stronger in editing. And this will take us to the other part of why we do shoot or why we do tell a story. As we've seen in the video we just watched, the storytelling is more about not just the sequences, not just the shootings, but also having a message behind it. Like we have never watched any commercial, any movie, any journalistic story without having a purpose behind it. If I can show you another example as well. This as well is one of my favorite commercials. Okay. And again, we give the examples with the commercials, but it also applies on every single thing we do. Focus on the rule of thirds, on the lights, on everything we have mentioned as well. Foreground, background, creative shot. So again, this is not a an advertisement for Adidas from my end. It's just to show that without any wording, without a word said, they have told us a full story about his past, his future, the struggle that he has been walking through. So the major elements about telling a story is having a main character, having a challenge or a struggle, and then finding a resolution. And finding a resolution, it doesn't necessarily means that he won or like he broke free in this case, but it's an end to a something. Maybe he died. So this is an end for a something. And all these elements put together with the supporting characters, with the music, with everything else, gives us the feeling that he is doing something and he has a resolution at the end, or he has reached an end, any end at all. These are the main things in a nutshell about uh, shooting a story. The main elements: light, rule of thirds, having a headroom, not like mine, because this way you can see that my head is cut. But then if I have a little bit, it would be looking much calmer, much easier for the eye to grab. And then having the storytelling part is really, really important. Having a main character, a strong main character, telling a story through visuals, and as well having a challenge and a resolution. So we call it, this is the development line of a story. The character starts a beginning and then a peak, or a challenge, as we call it. And then I know there's light behind me, but the like it's not the perfect or ideal situation for a video cam because I have too many windows. But yeah, you're right. And then I was saying about the storytelling, having a resolution or an ending. Again, it doesn't have to be a good ending. So I think we might be ready to do some hands-on, as we have heard right now. Let's shoot a sequence of 5 shots if you have someone around. If you don't, you can just have a candle or a cup or anything else as your main character. But let's show them from different angles, as we just mentioned. It's preferably if you have someone around you to do it, because it's gonna be, you're not the director in here, okay? So you cannot tell them, oh, can you please repeat what you were doing? Can you please, I mean, you can direct in a way, like you can say, for example, can you do it a little bit slower so I can catch it? But you cannot say repeat it, especially if you are doing real job thing. For example, we were in a situation where I was shooting a fisherman, and I cannot tell the fisherman like get me another fish for me to catch the action. I had to do it as fast as possible to capture everything. Like while the fish was struggling, while he was throwing the I don't know, the net or stuff like that, and then capturing his face while he was happy because he got the fish out. And then everything else followed. But these three main actions, you cannot direct them. So grab someone from around you, your family, friends, colleagues. I don't know, where are you guys? But just try to take 3 simple actions, or 3 simple shots: the action, the reaction, and a wide angle. If you have the time and if your character agrees, of course, you can take the creative shot, go crazy with the creative shot, and then take the over shoulder to show what he's doing or how he's seeing from his point of view the action. Is it clear? Do you think someone cannot do it? Let's give it a 5 minutes, and do not send anything, not here, not on the WhatsApp, not on anywhere, because we're gonna be editing it. Okay, again, I'll take the silence as an agreement.
You want us to shoot portrait or horizontal?
Sorry.
Portrait or horizontal? Landscape or both?
Yeah, good question, actually. Thank you, Faraz, for reminding me about that. So usually what we used to do is shoot horizontal, shoot horizontal, shoot horizontal, because once and foremost, our eyes are made horizontal. We do not see things vertically. But with the emerge of social media, of course, we can adapt to having content in vertical modes. But one most important thing, if you started vertical, stick to vertical. If you started horizontal, stick to horizontal. Because the differentiation of the framing, it will vary on social media or on any other work. So choose whatever length or frame you want, but just stick to it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna play you some music, and whenever the music stops means we are be back. We will be having till 32.
Glow, a porcelain glow. Shadows stretch long where whispers go. A cafe hum, the world feels still. The clock moves slow against my will. Oh, moonlight espresso, bitter and sweet, where lonely hearts and midnight meet. The taste of longing, soft and deep. In moonlight's arms I'll fall, I'll keep. A curl of steam, a fleeting trace, your silhouette in a ghostly place. The notes you played still haunt the air, a melody lost but lingering there. Oh, moonlight espresso, bitter and sweet, where lonely hearts and midnight meet. The taste of longing, soft and deep. In moonlight's arms I'll fall, I'll keep. The clock hands tick, but time won't tell if love's a dream or a wishing well. The night leans in, a secret shared, and I sit here still unprepared. Oh, moonlight espresso, bitter and sweet, where lonely hearts and midnight meet. The taste of longing, soft and deep.
Let's come back, everyone, if you're done. Just give me a sign that you're here so I can know. Thank you, Anis. Yes, Amina, is that a sign or you have a question? You're muted, Amina.
No. Hi, good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Haifa. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I done.
Okay.
Where should I send the pictures?
Okay. Do not send it right now. We'll be learning how to edit it, and then you can see it as a complete sequence. And thank you for taking the extra mile and walking around to do the exercise. So, if you want to share some insights, how was it? Do you feel like it was hard? You couldn't control the mobile? Was it something missing? I know we're moving too fast. Okay, we'll take the silence as no issues. All right, so Moving forward, I'd like to show you some tricks and tips and tricks to editing. So I'll be sharing my screen from the other channel. Usually I use either CapCut or VN because it's easy, it's fast, and it actually does the job. So I'm gonna be sharing my screen in here. Share screen, allow. Okay, so in the this is the CapCut. This is the very first thing you get to when you open CapCut. And then here on me, you can see all the events that you have done and so on. If we go to the edit part, we can easily create a new video, and it allows us to choose from the videos that we have. What I usually do is put them in a separate folder or group for me to reach them easily. For some reason, I lost them. Okay. Let me recheck. Okay. Let's just take anything right now. It was snowing back home, so we're gonna be using these things just to show you how we edit easily. So as you can see, we have a sequence. For those who has edited before, you must be familiar with these things because it's just like when you are, for example, editing on Premiere or on any other LumaFusion, Lightbox, any other editing program which is computer-based, but this is for mobiles. So in one finger, we can drag the sequence to whatever we want. And then in two fingers, just like we zoom in a picture, we can zoom in the sequence. So it's easy. And then we want, for example, this first part is not stable. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting it. So whenever we click on the sequence itself, it turns white. And then we have two ways to cut it. Either we drag from the beginning in this way with one finger, or we just move to the part that we want to split and press on split. So now we have two sequences, but it's splitted. I don't need the first sequence. Again, when it's on white, then it means it's activated. Sorry, for those who missed the application, you can use any application, but usually I work on VN and CapCut. This is CapCut for two reasons. One, it's free. It has too many features, but then it's super mobile friendly. So it does the job really, really fast. So going back to the sequence. For example, this sequence that I don't want, I can just press on delete and it's gone. So it's very easy. And if I have missed anything, for example, I deleted it by mistake, there's an undo button in the top of the sequence in here. So you can just easily get it back. This is for the editing part. For example, I want this sequence, the night sequence, to be before the day sequence, the snow sequence. So I long press on the clip. You can see it can be moved, and then I place it wherever I want. So now we have a bit of snow, and then no snow, and then some snow again. Okay, what if I need to crop my footage? For example, here I don't want the beginning of the car shown. what I'm going to do again, click on the sequence so it's activated. And then we move forward to crop. Here, there's like this role. It has too many features. I'm not sure if we can go through them all, but I'm going to be trying to go through the most of them. So we click on crop, and then we just crop it the same way we crop any image, and then okay, and then it's resized in here. The beginning of the card does not show anymore. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
Then, nice, thank you guys. What is the second most important thing about videos is the audio. So we have two types of audios. Either, for example, if we're doing a journalistic story and we need our voiceover over it, we can click on audio and have a lot of options down there. So I can attach a sound, for example. In CapCut, we have some pre-recommended voices, for example, this one. And musics and something like that. We can have our own audios, our own libraries if it's pre-recorded. And the most important thing for especially for journalists, which is the record. Whenever I click on the record, I can say my text, but also I can see how the text is going on the footage. For example, we'll do it as an example. So here we're gonna say, so here in the streets of Beirut, everything looks fine, and we're going through a ride, and perhaps to the airport now. And whenever we click on yes, we can see the voiceover that we've just recorded. I'm letting you guys hear it. Yeah. Second most important thing, if your clips has audio on them, what can we do with them? For example, in this situation, my voiceover is not heard because the clip itself has music. So two ways to do it, either the volume and then we turn it down. So here in the streets of Beirut, everything looks fine. And so now my voiceover is heard. We can also not make it like the lowest in terms of audio. We can still keep some background music. But it's really hard. So here on the streets of Beirut, everything looks fine. Okay, so we put some voiceover. We knew how to put some music on it and then how to lower the audio as well. If we can go back to the main layers in here, we can also put some effects if we're gonna be doing any effects at all. For example, in here, we can click on the white thing, the white dash, and it gives us a variety of transitions. So here, and then it goes in a mixture way into another sequence. If we're doing an interview, we can use the captions because it generates an automatic captions. It's not that smart in Arabic, but I can guarantee in other languages it's really, really good. But it's very easy to do it. So you click on auto captions and then you choose the speaking language. Let me do it on this sequence because we have the audio, we have the voiceover, and then you click on generate. So here we can see on the screen when I play it that there are some captions. I'm just gonna lower down the voice. You can see, so here in the streets of Spades, of course, it's wrong. Everything looks fine, and we're going to a ride. Okay, so I want to fix this thing because this is not the paid version, Maria. No, it's the free one. So we can click on the text and then fix whatever is wrong. But what's good about this is that it eliminates a lot of time, so that we don't really need to write every single word. It's just we need to recheck whatever is wrong from the auto-generative thing. So this is mainly most of the things. Of course, we can add on some overlays. I want an overlay to be a picture, for example. If, for example, this is the speakers, I don't know, whatever, something is going on. So, of course, I can move it the way that I want to the place that I want. And, for example, if it's a logo as well. Okay, so this is mainly it when it comes to editing. Yeah, Canva is nice. It's just that it doesn't have the features of the really editing apps like VN and CapCut. It's really perfect for photos though. Whenever we're done with the editing part, we can just click on export and it opens. It's exporting. And it's done. We can share it directly. Yet, before we export, there are some stuff here that we can look at. So we can define the resolution. For example, I needed a 4K, but be smart about that because whenever we export on 4K, this means it's taken a lot of our memory, of the phone's memory, and as well, it's really, if we don't have a stable connection for any reason, it's really hard to upload it online. Frame rate, preferably to stay on 30 frame rate per second, which means the follow-up of frames in each second. So our cameras can catch up to 60, 80. It depends on the phone again, but the ideal or the international standard is 30 frame per second. And of course, the bitrate can stay on the 20 because it's the most common way to do it as well. I don't know, those are really technical stuff, so you don't have to go through them. The setup already is on 180, 30 frames per second, and the bitrate is kind of on 20. That's it for editing and mobile journalism in a nutshell. Is Canva free? Yes and no. So it is free, but there are some features that are paid that needs to be paid. So yes and no. I'll be happy to take all your questions if you have some explanations that I can provide. And yeah, let me hear your thoughts, guys.
I can ask a question. Everybody, oh, Sonali. Okay, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I have a question that after editing the videos and the frames, the result comes, I mean, the video we've edited, and when we upload it or maybe download it from the application, the quality of the video gets very blurred, very low quality. I have tried with the right setting as well, but especially on the social media platforms like Instagram or somewhere, if I have to upload into a Reels format, and if I download it, then the quality gets very blurred. So I just wanted to have some solutions on that because I cannot afford a Premiere Pro to edit it. So I need some mobile applications, editing applications, which will have a very good result, which showcase the actual quality of the frames and the videos.
Yeah, very important aspect to be honest, because if you are like you know, you put all your efforts on the shooting part and then you had a very bad quality at the end, it's not something ideal. I just have one question. Are you saying that this bad quality is coming from Premiere Pro
No,
or
no. I use camera. I use the iPhone camera for
Mhm,
recording the videos. So when I shoot it, the quality is very good. But
mhm.
when I edit it in the editing applications, the phone
Okay.
editing applications, then the upload is very, very blurred,
Yeah.
very low quality.
So there are two ways actually to try to fix this. Number one is making sure that your iPhone app, which is the editor, the main editor app, does not have any enhancements, AI enhancements, because sometimes when you turn on the AI enhancements, it thinks on its own way. Like it blurs some stuff, it maybe removes some stuff. So make sure your app is like the neutral one, it's not AI generated. And secondly, you can try actually CapCut. It's going to really help you. There are a lot of features that are for free and you can use it easily. And it assures you that the quality is really, really good.
Yeah. So just to add on this, I have used a VN editor also as well. And with that also, the results were very low quality. I mean, I've tried the correct setting. If my video was in
Yeah.
720p or 1080p or 4K, also I have used correct settings, but still as well, the video quality was very bad. So is it because of the free application? I mean, just because of free users, they deduct the quality? Is it something like that? Or what is the
Sometimes,
good
yeah.
practices?
Yeah, sometimes, and let me say that again, I'm not here in favor of any company. It's just I use CapCut because it's so much better than VN. You know,
Okay.
like not just in terms of quality, but also in terms of features. CapCut has a lot of features that are again for free that are really usable. Like, for example, this AI generative captions thing. If you're having a long interviews, it's really hard to fill it one by one. So you use this just to easy things on yourself. So I really recommend trying CapCut. And if this issue still exists, I'm gonna be leaving my email in the chat. And please get in touch with me so we can work on it one to one.
Definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Amina and then Zunaira.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Haifa, once again for all this explanation. There is one question you explain about the transition, but sometimes I'm advised not to use transition in video. Is that true? To be more professional, don't use it more or
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the question. I just used it to show the features that we have. There's a there's like a joke in the Arab word. If you use transitions, it's just like you are editing a wedding video. Because usually in the weddings they use these transitions and you know like from the sun, the bride is going from the sun or the groom is going into a boat or whatever. But yeah, definitely, if we're doing something serious, if we're doing something journalistic, do not use transitions. I just showed it because the feature is there and it's really interesting. We
Thank
had,
you.
you're welcome, Amina. We had actually Zunaira. Do you still wanna ask a question before we take Rizwan?
Hello, everyone. Am I audible to all of you?
Yeah,
Yeah. How are you?
we're good, thank you.
It's very good. I must ask something that you recommended a video. You can recommended tools and apps for the video editing. but which app and tools do you recommend for picture editing? Is
For
CapCut is
what?
enough for picture editing?
Feature?
Yeah.
Same application. CapCut can work well.
Okay. This application is enough for both editing.
Yeah.
I think she
Okay. Thank
means
you.
photo editing, Haifa.
Photo editing.
I think she had picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
confused.
I'm asking about photo editing.
Picture. I heard it feature. I'm sorry. Okay, so for picture editing, there are a lot of different applications. Personally, I use Snapseed. This is a personal preference. I usually don't like advertise for Snapseed because it's not that professional. Um, it's more for the, like aesthetic side. It's not that professional because it really changes the color. But there are ways where you can manually change things in Snapseed. And if you get a grip on it, on like you really learned how to use them, your pictures will be amazing. And it has, again, a lot of features like the perspective one. I really love it. Um, it really helps. So try Snapseed and then we can, yeah.
Is it free? Is it free?
It is free. Everything we're saying
Okay.
here is free, guys. We don't pay for our applications. We shouldn't
You
pay
don't
for
want
our
to pay for
applications.
anything. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let me just answer Asma on the chat before we go to Rizwan. So is CapCut good or Canva? What do you recommend the most? Again, Canva if we're dealing with photos, presentations, not editing videos. For editing videos, I would go for CapCut. Okay, in terms of lighting, Lightroom is good. It is good. It's really hard. It takes a lot of space on your mobiles. Most of the features are paid. Um, but yeah, it's good if we know how to utilize it. So Rizwan, and then we'll take Mumina. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for a very interesting workshop. I just wanted your lived experience, as in you mainly talked about shooting in a very controlled environment, the way you explained it. But if we are doing journalism on the go, generally we are running around here and there in the crowded places where we cannot really control the situation. In that kind of scenario, what's your tips on the go? What should we do? Like some of those things that we should be aware of, just in general.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, actually, because personally I have faced it. There was some like protests in Lebanon back in 2019, and we had actually to go with only our mobiles because there are a lot of riots and chaos and so on. So again, you don't have to follow the five shots rules. And especially in these situations that there is no action being taken, like there is someone not doing anything but protesting. What you can do is have um, close-up shots. Close-up shots are the most favorite when you are editing to get really, really close to the people who are doing the action, for example, to the protesters. So a wide shot of the protesters is really nice, but then some details are really important, like a fist, if they are like shouting, a fist, or someone putting his hand and doing shoutings, and maybe sweat. Maybe if the police is getting gas tears thrown, then you can see the red in the eyes and the flesh and the skin. So these details are really important. But most important thing in such situations is to protect yourself, and then you can go for shooting your work and stuff like that. I don't know if this like answered your question, but in general, these kind of things on the go news are the most accessible things with just a mobile because you're not prepared. You don't have your gear, your big cameras and tripods and so on. And sometimes you cannot even reach with those heavy equipments. You just need something light to go with.
Pretty insightful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Momina, you have a question.
Hello, Haifa. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so I wanted to ask the question that most of the time, like I use iPhone for recording the videos, right? Because I work as a content creator and social media manager.
Mhm.
So, what I wanted to ask was, okay, when we, create the videos or record the videos on iPhone, so there's an option of resolution and frame rate, right? We have like 4K and then we have
Mhm.
HD, and in the frame rate we have 24, 30, 60, and 120. So what is like the best combination of these both to record the video, and then later on I use CapCut for editing those videos, the CapCut Pro.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
keeping in mind that the quality does not compromise when you edit in the CapCut.
Yeah. Very important question. If you have enough space in your mobile, then definitely go 4K. Because now on social media we have the option to upload for 4K. So we have to think about three things mainly. What resolution we shoot in, what resolution we edit in, and then what is the platform allowing us to upload as a resolution. For example, like I would say 7 years ago, YouTube didn't have the 4K option. So whatever you can film cinematic, but then when you upload, it's mostly 180, 1080. So, like you shoot in a way and you edit in a way based on the platform that you're gonna be putting your footage on. For Instagram in specific, it doesn't support the 2K, the 4K right now, neither the 2K. So if you want to go to the safe side, it's 1080, 30 frames per second, and then 24, 20 to 24 megabits or like bitrate.
Okay, and one more question is, like most of the time, like we record interviews, right?
Mhm.
So now the same interview will go on all the social media platforms like the Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So now what to do in that case?
Okay. In that case, I would recommend again, if you have the storage, go for cinematic mode because it gives an aspect to the character where, like you can do depth of field, you can minimize the lights, the disturbing lights from the sides and so on. So go for cinematic mode. It already shoots 4K, and then you can utilize it later on the social media platforms.
Okay, thank you so much. So nice of you.
Thank you. I don't know if we still have any more questions. Last thing from my end, I dropped my email. If anyone needs anything, please email me. And also, if you'd like to share the videos that you just shot and want to have feedback on them, I'll be happy to do that. And yeah, I really enjoyed this session. Thank you for being here. Yes, Sunaira.
Can we get certificate for this webinar?
This is on for us, it's not on mine.
Okay.
I'll get to that question in a sec. Do we have any more questions for Haifa? Um, Going once, going twice. Okay, with that. Was it Sunera? Yes, you can. Please send me an email or a message for the certificate request. Rizwan, I believe you had the same request a few sessions ago
Yes.
as well. So whoever needs a certificate, you can send them across. I have had requests in the past from people who attended 2 minutes of the session for a certificate. That's not going to be entertained because again, the point is, I mean, I know certificates are important in some part of the world, but I think the more important thing is actually getting the practical experience, actually learning from these workshops, the ones we've done before, the ones we'll inshallah do afterwards as well, and actually gain from the expertise that our trainers, again, the trainers are actually taking their time out from their schedule to do these sessions unpaid. So it's more important to be attending these sessions and learning from it. But obviously, yes, we can provide the certificates. Haifa, that was amazing to say the least. It was a great practical experience for all of us, I'm pretty sure. Thank you again for taking your time out on a Sunday morning of all days to help us all to share your experience, expertise, your practical skills. and I hope we all learned something from it. Please keep in mind whatever we've learned. It's important to put it into action. So if you were doing something some other way before, and if you learned something, let's try and do it the way we've been told to see what the changes are to sort of just work on those. The recording for this section will be available on the YouTube page by tonight, hopefully. If there's no more questions, we will end the session. Thank you, everyone, as well, for attending from across the world. Thanks again, Haifa. That was great. That was excellent. Thank you
My
so much
pleasure.
for putting your hand up and doing this. And yeah, see you all next time.